Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to mighty Akim Wathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this found captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Psalms chapter 19, verse 8. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandments of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgment of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter than honey and the honeycomb. So today's lesson, I just want to, because I want to go into something that I guess I made a connection, kinda, not really. I don't know how to properly phrase this, but I just realized that in terms of what should be our number one priority, desire, whatever you want to call it, it should be judgment. Okay, in a way, judgment. And what do I mean by judgment? Judgment is obviously commonly known as, so the judge is gonna punish this person for, doing something bad or whatever and stuff like that. But at the same time, also there is the judgment of, let me get this. There's the judgment of doing good. Let me get this in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse verse 1. Let's start at verse 1. Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass that if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power to serve and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come up on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. And basically, the thing here is how the thing here is how the Lord is saying that if you listen, if you do good, then the way that you're going to be blessed is, basically you're going to be blessed because you're going to be blessed to a point where you're going to be overtaken with the blessing. Basically, it's going to be so much, it's going to be way more than you could comprehend or I guess want. You're going to have a surplus, basically. And then the flip side of that is Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses will come upon thee and overtake thee. So basically, the other side of that is, if you choose not to listen, then you're going to have to face judgment. You're going to have to face all curses instead. All right, curses that will overwhelm you as a result. All right. So this is basically the two separate sides, duality, whatever you want to call it, where the exact same way where there's going to be a bad judgment, as in okay, if you do something bad, you're going to get bad. If you do something good, you're going to get good. It's basically the exact same thing. So why I bring this up is because when it comes to serving Yahawah, we should be thinking that we want Yahawah to forward his judgment or to execute his judgment. And when I say execute his judgment, I mean, either judging people that are wicked or blessing the people that are righteous. All right. And that's a very important thing to understand. All right. And as a result of that, that's where I was reading this and I thought, okay, this is actually very crucial, critical, whatever you want to call it, because basically let's read it again so that you can understand and see where exactly I'm drawing this conclusion from. It says in Psalm chapter 19, verse 10, more to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. So basically, that you should want YAHAWAH to execute his judgment more than you want riches, okay, more than you want the sweetest honey or whatnot, or basically the number one thing that you should want is it should be YAHAWAH to execute his judgment. All right, and again, like this is where you start to view things through spiritual lenses rather than carnal lenses, because a perfect example is reparations. Rather than expecting the Lord YAHAWAH to judge Esau, our people are saying, give us reparation, we want the money back, we want this and so that, this and the third, or whatever, because they may or may not have decided in their mind that, yeah, I will allow Esau to continue to rule, but I just want to get some free money or whatever as a result, so that we can continue living in this evil ass society. That is basically the conclusion that people come to when they think of reparations, rather than actual reparations, quote unquote. I'm just using it as a term, but actual reparations, which would better off be Esau's complete removal and destruction as a whole. All right, because of how he tried to destroy us. Okay, you can't allow someone like this to continue on and go forth with this type of stuff. All right, because that is objectively not right. All right, so as a result of that. This is how Esau, gets to be, or is. This is how, not Esau. Oh yeah, that is how Esau is in position, because our people, they would rather have Esau ruling rather than actually see some actual judgment. But for those that are spiritual, to see things as is, or to want proper righteousness, then people would think, okay, well, instead of just having him give us money, well, instead I want him to actually judge. I want Esau to actually receive the judgment for the evil that he did. I mean, that's where, again, rather than thinking, oh yeah, I want gold, I want money, I want wealth, I want this, that, or third, or whatever, you should be thinking like, okay, well, above all else, I want YAHAWAH to judge the wicked and bless the righteous. All right, that's just basically the end all be all. Now continuing on, Romans chapter 5 verse 3, and not only so, but we glorify in tribulation also, knowing that the tribulation worketh patience. Okay, and that's another thing where it says that we glory in tribulations, meaning that we glory that YAHAWAH is going to, help us in our time of trouble, because, or not necessarily help us, but we know that the tribulation that we're going through, it is working for us. As a matter of fact, let me get that, because I was thinking about it, and I just remembered what 1 Peter 3 verse 14, and if we suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. Basically, if you're suffering for the right reasons, if you're suffering for righteousness, if you're suffering for YAHAWAH, and that's when you're going to be happy. That's when you're going to understand that, okay, well, this was for blessing. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm going to be blessed for enduring this and sitting through this. All right, so that's what you want. That's what you want to aim for, and that's what you should be. That's why we need to be patient, patient when we go through tribulation, and that's why we also have to, as it says in Romans chapter 5 verse 3, it says glory in tribulation. All right, and know that tribulation works towards our patience. All right, which also adds to this, Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 18, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow. Basically, as you go through so many tribulations and hardships, you're going to be increasing in wisdom and knowledge. All right, and we also, so as a result of that, we know that we're going to grow in the spirit. All right, we're going to go in the spirit through these trials and tribulations. Now, next, we also get this, Luke chapter 6 verse 21. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall speak, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. So basically, it's saying over here that as you're going through all these different hardships, poverty, hunger, thirst, being called a terrible person or whatever and stuff like that, while all that's happening, the Lord said that you should rejoice, because you know that your reward is going to be great in the kingdom of heaven. But also, I also want to get this, because there's a difference. All right, I want to go back to this because there's a difference. 1 Peter 3 verse 14. But and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. Basically, just suffering in general, that does not mean anything. If you're suffering for being a follower of YAHAWAH, that's where the issue is. All right, where it's specifically, okay, you know what, you're being a follower, you're copying, you're doing all the word of what Yahawadah said. So as a result of that, that's what is going to be your blessing, as people say and hate you for those things rather than something else. All right, but let's continue on. Luke chapter 6 verse 24. But woe unto them that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Okay, so basically, and it goes down and talking about more things that the rich have, but the main thing is just that for those that are rich, for those that are thriving, for those that don't have to worry about anything right now, this is their consolation. Like consolation basically meaning like a second place prize, their comfort or whatever. Saying like, oh yeah, you weren't picked, you weren't good enough to have the stuff, so I'm just going to give you this. I'm just gonna send you off with this. It's okay type thing or whatnot. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Shem, Yahawashi, Shem, Wakwa, Quadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great Milson, Bible, and Shalom.